So a trailer for the new Persona 3 remake just came out an hour ago as of me writing this, and some of the things shown here kinda have me worried, and now that we have more material to speculate with, I want to go over my general thoughts about the remake along with the recently revealed collector's editions. But before all that, let's hear a quick word from today's sponsor. But first, fellas, have you ever been injured? Even if you haven't, people who have often don't sue for many reasons, like if they're worried about how they're going to pay for legal representation in a crash, but you actually don't need a lot of money to hire one from today's sponsor, Morgan & Morgan. In 8 clicks or less, you can submit a claim to Morgan & Morgan. You can even text your attorney and legal team throughout your case. They've got lawyers across 49 states, and you don't have to pay if you don't win. That's right, my friends, if you don't win your case, you do not have to pay them a dime, giving you the peace of mind you need to get the justice that you deserve. They offer a wide range of case types too, like defective products, personal injury, third-party injury, workers' compensation, medical malpractice, nursing home neglect and abuse, premises liability, and many, many more. They've won over $15 billion for their clients. If you're ever injured in an accident, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. You can submit a claim in 8 clicks or less without having to leave your couch. For more info, go to forthepeople.com or dial #LAW. That's pound 529 from your cell phone. Let's start off with the new trailer. The first thing I immediately notice is that the cover for Mass Destruction is different, including Lotus Juice's verse being completely different from the original, which I'm fine with. I like the new song they used in the first trailer, so I'm glad that Lotus Juice has been given a chance to write more lyrics for the game, especially since he's drastically improved from 2006. The music is definitely in good hands, but I feel like it could end up being disjointed due to the mix of both old and new tracks, which may not mesh well together. I think the new voice acting is mostly good. Characters like Mitsuru are super close to their original voice, while most everyone else is fairly different. Not that that's a bad thing, just something that you'll most certainly need to get used to. Even though I don't usually play in Japanese, I'm happy the original cast is returning for their roles. At least for me personally, the most polarizing part of this remake is the visuals, because on one hand they're absolutely gorgeous, especially things like the HUD and menu animations, but on the other hand there are obvious issues with textures and character models. Just look at this carpet and tell me that looks good. Seriously. For real though, I really hope they can end up fixing the lower resolution textures. It could just be an issue with Unreal Engine 4, it could just be older development footage that doesn't really represent how the textures will appear in the final game, but I really hope it's not a console issue, because then everyone's screwed. Back on topic though, the character models mostly look good, but some characters got the babyface treatment. Just look at Junpei.
Look how they massacred my boy.
Another issue is that the new outfits they wear in Tartarus, at least in my opinion, utterly destroy their character designs. Persona 3's characters were most identifiable by the colors they wore. Yukari was pink, Mitsuru was red, and you get the rest. But now with the armor they're wearing, they're all watered down to this depressing ass gray color. And I get why they did it. They wanted to give C's a similar change in wardrobe to Persona 5, which is perfectly fine. I agree with the thought process even. The issue is that they did it in the worst way possible. With the metaverse outfits, they're manifestations of the rebellious nature lying within their user. But here it just looks like Yukari put on a coat, because that's what she did. And for some reason, only the girls were given a major redesign, while the guys are mostly the same. Why radically change half of the characters and not the other half? It just doesn't make sense to me. Judging off earlier trailers, we'll hopefully be able to change back to the original outfits, controversial armband and all. Wait a minute, hold on. Oh no. Of all the things to change, this is the only one that truly justifies a redesign existing. I'm not gonna say the word, but the original very obviously looks like a World War II German armband, while this new one just looks stupid. Why does it extend up to their shoulder? It kinda just looks like a piece of armor. I'm wondering where the rest of it is. There is no reason why they couldn't have just made the armband longer, or maybe place it on a different piece of clothing entirely, but the weird shoulder thing was not the move. It just looks awkward and clashes with the character designs they went with. I think the original worked better because, again, everyone had their primary color, so the red alongside the pink or blue didn't immediately grab your attention. But since the ladies were redesigned to have more gray, the red pops a lot more, which isn't a good thing when the new armband looks like something Goku would wear for weight training. Back to more important stuff though, quite a bit was revealed regarding the physical version and pricing in general. To start us off, the game is going to be a $70 release. Which, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's Sega's first. I've seen other people super angry about this, but honestly, I I've made my peace with it. We're at the point in the generation where publishers who don't like to push their luck are starting to realize they can get away with $70 releases, and Sega is no exception to this. The upside is that the game is coming to Game Pass day one, so if you're an Xbox or PC player, you're golden. I don't mind the $70 price tag, but what I absolutely do mind are the useless digital deluxe versions of the games. This is genuinely the worst digital deluxe nonsense I've seen in a while. Even with Sega being greedy as hell regarding DLC, they generally do a 2 SKU release model, a standard version and a digital deluxe, but here they did 3 SKUs, and for no good reason too. The digital deluxe comes with a digital art book and digital soundtrack, which was free with Persona 5 Strikers by the way, and that's it. If you pre-order, you get Persona 4 music, but nothing else. It's a $10 jump over the base game, so it's not that bad in the grand scheme of things, but who in their right mind would buy that when the files are going to get ripped and uploaded to the internet for free almost immediately? If that wasn't bad enough, the next one up is the exact same thing and includes all the DLC. And guess what? It's $99.99. You get some costumes based on Persona 4 and 5, and that's it. All in all, the DLC model here is horrendous, but since pretty much all of it is unnecessary, I can't muster up enough anger to truly care. What I do care about though is the physical editions of the game. In Western territories, there's just 2 at the moment, the game or the collector's edition, and as of now, there's no pre-order bonus outside of the Persona 4 music, so no retailer-specific steelbooks just yet. The collector's edition is a bit more interesting, as it comes with an art book, a 2-disc soundtrack, as well as the DLC for the game, which is a genuine improvement compared to Soul Hackers 2, which only came with the pre-order DLC. Okay, quick correction, I actually looked back at my Soul Hackers 2 DLC video, and I was mistaken. You actually got nothing. You got nothing with the CE. You did not get any DLC because you're buying a physical version of the game. You got nothing. That's insane to me. A huge thing to note is that the collector's edition isn't stuck on shopatlas.com, unlike the most recent Persona 5 Royal CE and the Soul Hackers 2 CE. Also, side note, the Persona 5 Royal CE sold so poorly, they're actually re-releasing it at Best Buy and Amazon. That's how you know nobody wanted to buy it from you. $30 ship and have an ass. The English release is pretty self-explanatory, but what about Asia? That's where it gets tricky. On the Atlas D shop, there's 14 different SKUs of the game, 12 of which offer some type of extra goodies. For the versions that are actual collector's editions, there's an option to buy with and without the Aigis figure, as she does not come by default. As for major differences, the Japanese CE comes with a wearable C's armband, although it's of the new armband that I think looks stupid, so no thank you. If I'm not mistaken, this is one of the first CEs that's hardly any different from region to region. Minus the retailer exclusive goodies in Japan, the only item that's different is the C's armband, as everything else is shared between English and Japanese. Atlas's previous CEs were okay at this, but they generally included something that wasn't in both, like the 2-disc soundtrack in the P5R Collector's Edition being downgraded to a sound selection in the North American one. I'm pretty happy with both CEs, and the option to buy just the game and the Aigis figure in Japan is much appreciated. What I don't like is the price, as the CE will set you back $200, which is a lot compared to Atlas's previous releases. The original Royal CE was $90, while the new Royal CE is $120, along with the SMT5 release. Catherine Full Body CE was $80, while having relatively similar stuff to the Persona 3 Reload CE. I get why it's expensive. The Aigis figure and the art book probably made the box pretty large, so shipping these is going to be more expensive for them, but at the same time, we've had similar CEs from Atlas for much less. The SMT5 CE is the exact same, minus the figure in the bag, and it was $120. This box isn't exactly small either. The Aigis figure is likely where the $200 MSRP is coming from, but you know what would have solved the issue? Making the figure a separate purchase. Whether it be at the same retailers as the CE or a Shop Atlas exclusive, there's multiple ways to cut down the price. I'm mostly happy with the CE, but it's too rich for my blood at the moment. Before I end off the video, I completely forgot to mention the release date earlier, which is February 2nd of 2024, which is honestly closer than when I thought they'd release it. I was thinking more March or April, though I guess they may not consider that early 2024. So, what do you guys think about Persona 3 Reload so far? Are you going to be buying one of the collector's editions? Let me know in the comments below. And before I leave, I want to thank Azu Crystal for her $2 Patreon pledge. And if you'd like to support me, the link will be in the description. I generally give early access to my videos over there as well, if you want to see what I'm up to. If you want to join my Discord where we hang out and talk about games, that will be in the description too. And with that, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
I'm not free, but but I kept trying. Not strong enough, but I kept going. But through the hardship away, knowing that if I don't fight, I'll forever be mourning with pain. If I give up, that's an automatic loss for me in a ring for my enemies. Can't let it be. Took a few knockouts to understand the game. Now I'm ready for the ring. Yo, time for the king. Wearing the armbands and see succeeds. Me in a state of no fear, fixed like a spree team. As we proceed, no guarantees. As we take these steps to our destiny, who knows